Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing input-output port programming of 8051 microcontroller. So before discussing programming, let's see what are the different ports are available in 8051. This is the pin diagram of 8051 and it is a 40-pin IC. 8051 has 4 different ports. They are port 0, port 1, port 2 and port 3. And each port has 8 different pins. Hence there are total 32 I/O pins are available in 8051. Upon the reset of 8051 microcontroller, all the ports by default act as output port. But to configure it as an input port, A1 must be sent to the port. That means to use any of these ports as an input port, it must be programmed. So now let's discuss these different ports one by one. So first, let's consider the port 0. Port 0 can be used as input port or output port, and each pin must be connected externally to 10 kilo ohm pull-up resistor, because internally port 0 is open drain if it is a MOS chips. MOS means metal oxide semiconductor chips. You can see here, this is the MOSFET. Here this is source terminal, this is gate, and this is drain. So drain is open. If it is TTL chips, then this becomes transistor. So this is the emitter terminal, base terminal, and collector terminal. So in the case of TTL chips, open collector. In the case of MOS chips, open drain. Hence we must connect external pull-up resistor to all the ports of port 0. Here you can see all the port 0 pins, that is from port 0.02 port 0.7, all are connected external pull-up resistor. Okay, let's consider this program here. The following code will continuously send out to port 0 the alternating value 55H and AH. So here sending the alternative values, that is 55H and AH, continuously to the port 0. So here sending the data to the port means now the port is acting as a output port. So as I told, all the ports by default act as a output port, so no need to program that port before using that port. Hence directly you can send the data to the port 0, because now here port 0 is acting as a output port. So in the very first instruction, move a comma hash 55H, so loading the 55H to accumulator, and move p0 comma a, accumulator content is sending to the port 0. So here directly you can write the immediate data to the port 0, or take the immediate data to the accumulator first, and then from accumulator you can send it to the port 0. And then a call delay, so here call the subroutine, and next move a comma hash 0 AH. So once the delay subroutine executed, it will come back to the this instruction, and move a comma hash 0H will execute. So that means the complement of this value is AH, so that is loaded to the accumulator, and then move P0 comma A, so accumulator content sending to the port 0, and then again call delay SJMP back. So back is given to the very first instruction. That means continuously it is sending the alternative values 55H and AH to the port 0. So here port 0 is acting as a output port. Okay, next, in order to make port 0 as an input port, the port must be programmed by writing 1 to all the bits of port 0. So let's consider this example. Port 0 is configured first as an input port by writing ones to it, and then data is received from that port and sent to P1. So here now we have to receive the data from the port 0, and whatever the received data we have to send it to the port 1. So that means here now you have to configure port 0 as input port and port 1 as output port. So first I have to receive the data from the port 0. So initialize port 0 as input port. So for that I have to send the logic 1 to all the bits of port 0. So port 0 is it's a 8-bit port. So I have to send the FF to port 0. So why FF? FF means 8 ones. So the first instruction is move a comma hash 0 FFH. So here number is starting with the alphabet. So that's what here we are writing the 0. So 0 FFH, the accumulator content is loaded value FF, and then move P0 comma A. That means now P0 is acting as a input port by writing value FF to port 0. So next move A comma P0. So now the P0 content, whatever the data available on the port 0, that will be copied to the accumulator, because now the port 0 is acting as a input port. So that data is available in the accumulator now. So now we have to send that accumulator data to the port 1. So now the port 1 acting as a output port. So by default the all the ports act as a output port. So directly you can send the accumulator content to port 1. So that is move P1 comma A. So whatever the data available in the accumulator, so that data will send to the port 1, and then SJMP back. So back is given here. So again it get the data from the port 0 and it send it to the port 1. So this is how you can configure the port 0 as an input port. And port 0 is also designated as AD0 to AD7, allowing it to be used for both address and data. As you can see here in the pin diagram, pin number 39 to 32 represents the port 0, that is P0.0 to P0.7. So it has dual function. It provides AD0 to AD7, that is lower byte of address bus, and data bus, that is D0 to D7. Both are multiplexed here. So when connecting an 8051 to an external memory, port 0 provides both lower order address as well as data, that is D0 to D7. So this is about the port 0.